Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. My name's Galen. Pronouns are she and her, and it's really good to be back with you all today. So, we're going to get started how we always get started in our chair. So, go ahead and take a seat. Okay. And it doesn't have to be a chair, it might be a couch or another piece of furniture, right? But I'd like you to be seated to begin if that feels okay. Having your feet planted on the floor. Now, if the floor is too far away from you, right, you can always use a prop like a pillow, a couple blankets stacked up and place them underneath your feet. Okay, but we want to see if we can feel that connection of soles of the feet to the floor. Yeah, awesome. So getting nice and situated. Okay, and then let's see if we can sit up nice and tall. Yeah, cool. And then perfect. Yes, I see you got those blocks under your feet. Awesome. From here, I thought we'd begin a little bit differently today. So can we sit up nice and tall? And then can you place a hand on your belly? And can you begin to rub your belly? Yeah, just begin to rub your belly here. Maybe feeling as if you could breathe into your belly, inviting your attention into your belly. Yeah, just kind of a gentle exercise to begin here together and seeing if you can move in both directions. So, challenging yourself, right? If you've only been making circles in one direction, can you switch directions and just begin to really feel the texture of your clothing, the texture of the clothing against your hand and against the skin of your belly? Good. Hi, puppy. Look at him. And then let's switch hands, okay? So switch hands, and this one might not be your dominant hand. That's okay. Let's see if we can just rub our belly. I love seeing all the pets here. Lots of dogs joining us today for dog. Yeah, I love it. Just rubbing our belly, right? So begin to really feel our body, feel the texture of our clothing. And then, same idea. If you've only been going in one direction, can you begin to move in the other direction? Yeah. Cool. Awesome. And then once you feel ready, just lower the hands on down. Cool. And from here, can you sit up nice and tall? So, sitting up really tall, this feeling as if you could grow a little bit taller. And from here, let's just begin to breathe in and out through the nose. Taking a deep breath in and a full breath out. Couple more times we breathe in and we breathe out. Yeah, really good, everybody. Again, let's breathe in and out. Good. And from here, I'd like us to add on some sound. So, if you were here last week or if you watched the recording from last week, we'll kind of do what we did there. So, let's start with our bumblebee breath. And if you remember our bumblebee breath, right, what sound does a bumblebee make, right? Can you imagine that? Can you make that sound? Bzzz, right? Lips can be open or lips can be closed, but let's try that about 3 times. So, we inhale together. And then exhale, bumblebee. Making that buzzing sound 2 more times. Breathe in. One more. Full breath in. Good. So now let's switch to our horse breathing. What kind of sound does a horse make? Right? That fluttering of the lips, right? So now let's try that on our exhale. Instead of being a bumblebee, let's be a horse, okay? So big breath in, fill up. Good, I can see your lips moving 2 more times. Big breath in. Here's Abby, I'm gonna let her in. Big breath in through the nose. Horse breath out. Good. Hi, Abby. Now let's switch to our next animal, which is our owl breath, right? Vanessa's breath that we've been doing here. It's so much fun, right? So what kind of sound does an owl make? Hoo, 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 right? So let's try that, okay? 3 times. Big breath in. Hoo, 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 hoo. Good. 2 more. Big breath in. Fill up. Hoo, 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 hoo. Good. 1 more time. Okay. Big breath in. Hoo, 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 hoo. Good. It's kind of fun, right? So as we move throughout class today, if you ever feel like making sound, know that you've got those 3 animal choices, right? So we've got our bumblebee, our buzzing, or our humming breath, right? That right? And then we've got our horse breath where we go like this, right? And then we've got our owl breath where we hoot, 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 okay? So from here, let's sit up nice and tall. Relax the hands down beside you if they're not there already. Good. And then inhale, float your arms up. Yeah, and as you exhale, maybe make a noise and lower the hands down. Good. Keep going. Inhale, lift the arms up. Seeing if we can do this with our classmates. Good. And then maybe make a sound and exhale, hands come down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach up as if you could really reach towards the ceiling. Exhale, maybe make a sound, hands come down. Okay, 1 more time. Inhale, float your arms up. Reach up through the hands this time. Drop your right hand down. Either find the leg of your chair or the seat of your chair and stretch your left arm up and over. Side body stretch. Yeah, and you might feel as if you could breathe into the left side of your body a little bit more. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good job. Reach your arms right back up. Float them up overhead and then other side. Find the seat of your chair, the leg of your chair. Reach up, reach over. Good. Yeah, nice, Michael. Nice, Abby. Full breath in. Full breath out. Maybe make some sound. And then reach your arms right back on up. Really stretch up. Now let's come to our open book arms. So bend your elbows. Yeah, imagine this is a book, right? And then from here, can we begin to close our book? So elbows and hands in. Good. Breathe in, open your book, broaden through your chest. Good. Breathe out, close your book. Good, everybody. Inhale, open your book, lift your elbows up so there's a little bit of strength in the arms. Good. Exhale, close your book. Good. Yes, 2 more times. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Yeah, warming up the shoulders a little bit. You might be feeling it. That's okay. Inhale, open. Good. Exhale, close your book. This time, hands reach for shoulders and give yourself a hug. So can you hug the shoulders up towards the ears? Yeah, maybe if you want a little rock from side to side. Yeah, just giving yourself a well-deserved hug, a well-deserved squeeze. Yeah, really like you mean it, like you give to a really close friend or a pet, right? Good. Yeah, that looks like it feels really nice. And then from here, let's place 1 hand on our knee and do that gentle self massage. So just slowly massaging down your arm, a little moment of self care, of just checking in with the body. So maybe even making your way down through the fingers, down through your wrist. Yeah. You might start up at the neck and maybe even work your way back up. Yeah, really nice, everybody. Yeah, just kind of taking our time here. So, not rushing through this. Yeah, again, just connecting with our body, noticing how it feels, right? Feeling our skin, the texture of clothing, maybe. Good. And then once you're ready, we'll just switch sides. So as you're ready, you might start way up at the neck, at the shoulder. Yeah. And there's no right or wrong way to do this, right? It's not really a yoga pose. We're just kind of checking in with our body, noticing kind of what we notice, maybe areas of tightness or soreness, or maybe you're feeling loose and open. Again, there's no right or wrong. Let's just take a little bit of time to kind of check in and care for ourselves. You might go all the way to the fingers. Yeah, cool. Beautiful. Good. And then from here, just allow the hands to rest down. Yeah, and then let's make some soft fists with the hands and twirl out through the wrists. So make circles. Yeah. And you can make fast circles or slow circles. They can be small circles, or you can get your arms involved. They can be big circles, right? It's up to you. Seeing if we can move in all directions. So forward and backward. Yeah, I love that, Vanessa. Maybe one at a time. Maybe they both go at the same time. Yeah, kind of just like our self massage. There's no right or wrong. Cool. And then let's begin to flick our fingers. So flick, flick, flick. So imagine you've just washed your hands and there's no towel. And so we're trying to get all those water droplets off. Yeah. Yeah. Good. And then from here, let's do something a little bit different. Can we shake out the wrist, shake out the hands like this? I'm just coming closer so you can see. Yeah. And same idea. This can be fast or slow, but shake out the hands, shake out the wrists. Good. All right, my friends, go ahead and lower the hands on down. From here, let's work on the neck a little bit, okay? So keep facing forward, and can you turn your eyes over to the right side? Just see what you see over there, keeping your head forward. And then gaze forward, and can you turn your eyes over to the left? So gazing over to the left, seeing what you see over there. And then come back through center and turn your eyeballs over to the right or to that first side. Look up and down and all around, and then gaze forward and turn your eyeballs to the other direction. So we're stretching out the tiny little muscles in the eyes. Come back through center. And now can you lift the eyeballs up? So up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. And then can you turn your eyeballs down towards the floor, towards your toes, towards your legs? Good. One more time. Lift the gaze upwards, up towards the sky. See what you see up there, keeping your head as it is. And then turn the gaze downwards towards the legs, the feet, the floor. Good. From here, come back through center. Now let's begin to turn our head. So turning the head all the way over to the right, you'll notice that you're able to see a bit more, right, as we're able to move the body more. And then turn the head forward and then over to the left. So just kind of taking our time, not speeding through this, taking in your physical surroundings. So notice what you see and gaze forward. And back to that first side. So over to the right. And you might feel a little bit sensation in the neck. And then come back through center and other side. Yeah, really good, everybody. So just kind of getting our physical surroundings. And then come back through center and let's gaze up. So this time, lift the gaze, lift the head, chin lifts, look up towards the ceiling, towards the sky, and then slowly begin to gaze down towards the floor. And again, you might be able to see a whole lot more because you're able to move your body more than just the eyeballs. Lift the head up, gaze up. Yeah, really good. Good, Sophie. Good, Gabriel. And then slowly turn the head down and gaze down. Good. And then let's come back through center. Awesome. Can we stretch our arms out really wide? Take a really big breath in. Can you energize your fingertips? Good. And then from here, take your right arm across your chest and stretch it out with that bottom hand. Yeah, just supporting this. Vanessa, this one's for you. You might feel this in the upper back and the shoulder, the arm. She said she's a little bit sore today in the upper back, so maybe this will help. Yeah. And then just as you're ready, outstretch the arms really wide. And then find this on the other side. Yeah, just like that. Really nice, everybody. Just kind of doing this on the other side. Good. Awesome. And then from here, can you bring the arms wide? Yes. And this time, can you bring your hands to your seat, to your butt? I'll turn so you can see me. Imagine that you had back pockets, and place your hands in your back pockets if you don't have them, and then lift your heart up. So it's a little bit of a back bend here, gazing upwards. Yeah, good. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then come back through center. Can you bring your hands forward onto the knees or onto the thighs? We're going to come into our seated cow cats, okay? So as you inhale, lift your gaze, lift your chin up just like we did. I'll turn so you can see me from a different angle. And as you exhale, think Halloween cat here. So hollow out the belly, arch through the back, and hug your chin in towards your chest. Good. Inhale, cow. Lift the chin, stick out through the butt. Exhale, cat. Think your Halloween cat. Good. Couple more. Breathe in for cow. Breathe out for cat. And as we keep doing these, if you want to add in your animal exhales, feel free. So inhale for cow to fill up. And as you exhale, maybe you hoot out the air, your owl breath. Maybe it's your bumblebee breath. Inhale for cow one more time. Exhale for cat, rounding through the spine, maybe horse breath. Good. Let's come back through center, sit up nice and tall. Good. So we've kind of worked out the eyes, right? The neck, the arms, the shoulders, the wrists. Yeah, so let's spend a little bit of time on the lower part of our body. So let's start with the feet here. I'm just going to move back so you can see me a little bit. So feet are planted, right? Either on the floor or something underneath them, maybe a pillow or a couple blocks, right? And from here, what I'd like you to do is see if you can lift one heel at a time. So I'm lifting my right heel, and then I'll lower it. And then I'll lift my left heel. So my toes are still connected to the floor, and I'll lower that heel. And just keep going, right, at your own pace. Lifting one heel and then lowering. Lifting the other heel and then lowering. Yeah, really nice. Can you sit up nice and tall as you do this? Keep going. Good, Sophie. Nice adjustment. Yeah, lifting one heel and the other. And you might begin to feel a little bit of sensation in the lower part of your leg, so your calf, right? And that's okay. Just working the foot a little bit, working the ankle a little bit. If you want, you can begin to hover both heels at the same time. So lifting both and then lowering both. If you like sticking with one at a time, you can do that. Good. Now let's just plant our feet, find stillness for a moment. Sense into the body if we feel any lingering sensations. And now we're going to switch directions. So can you keep your heel down and lift the foot? So lift the toes up. So flexing the toes up towards the knee and then lower it down. And then other side. Left heel stays rooted, left toes lift. So you might feel this in the front of the leg and then plant the foot. Keep going, lifting the toes, keeping the heel down and then lower. Yeah, and then switching sides. Yeah, moving at your own pace. Yeah, I can see Vanessa's feet. Great, awesome. Yeah, keep going with this. And you can stick with one foot at a time, or just like we did before, if you want to begin to hover all toes and then plant them at the same time, you can. There's no real right or wrong here. We're just inviting in a little bit of energy into the feet, into the ankles, kind of warming things up. Now let's plant our feet, find stillness for a moment, and let's come back to one hand on the belly. Just like we did at the beginning of class, and can we begin to rub the belly? Yeah. So again, just kind of reconnecting with our body, sensing into textures. Yeah. The feeling of the movement against the hand, the feeling of the texture against the hand or the belly. Yeah. Good. And then from here, if you haven't already, switch hands and circle around the belly. And it might not be your dominant hand, so it might be a little bit challenging, and that's okay. Sending a little bit of love to the belly. Yeah, really good. Okay. Lower your hands down. Okay, we're going to add on a little bit. So using both hands, I'd like you to pick up your right foot, sit up tall, and then twirl the ankle. So roll out the ankle, okay? Best you can. So requires a little bit more effort, right? But I think you can do it. And then switch sides. So if you've only been going in one direction, switch it up. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear my ankle, but it's going pop, pop, pop. Cool. Awesome. And then just slowly set that down. And we'll just do that on the other side. So now that we kind of know what we're doing, lift the other foot and twirl through the ankle. So make circles with the ankle. Yes. Good. Yeah. Really nice. And see if you can go in both directions. Yay, Vanessa, I see your sister's foot. Looks great. Lower the foot on down. Good job. Come back to your first leg, lift it up. And now let's point our toes. So think ballet dancer, think dancer, point the toes down. And then flex the toes up. Good. Point the toes to the floor. And then flex them up towards the sky. One more time. Point the toes down and then flex them up towards the sky. Good. Slowly lower that down. And let's switch sides. Okay, so same idea. Lift the opposite foot, point the toes down towards the floor. So we're stretching out the front of the foot and then flex the toes up towards the knee, up towards the ceiling. Good. Point and flex. Good. Yeah, sit up nice and tall. Point the toes and flex. Good. Awesome. Slowly lower that down. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Feel the connection of your feet against some other surface. And then we're going to add on a little bit, okay? So let's come back to our first leg. Lift it up. See if you can really squeeze that knee in. And let's come into our figure four. So crossing your ankle over your thigh. Figure four. Yes, exactly. Yeah, if you look down, it kind of looks like the number 4. So what I want you to do is sit up nice and tall. This feeling as if you could grow a little bit taller. Good. And then either stay upright or begin to find a fold. And I'm just going to turn so that you can see what I mean by that. So you can either stay upright like this. If it feels okay in your body, you can fold forward. But if you notice my back, right, it's really straight, it's really flat. I'm not rounding like that cat pose. I'm staying really long and upright, even though I'm folding forward. And as you fold forward, you might feel this a little bit in the butt, right? The low back or the inner thigh. That's okay as long as it feels sustainable, as long as it doesn't feel painful. One more inhale. One more exhale. Good, Michael. Let's slowly rise up if you're in that fold. Use the support of your hands and really gently lower the foot down. Good. We're just going to go to the other side. So as you're ready, lift up the foot, really squeeze the knee in, and then find that figure 4. So cross ankle over thigh, right? Figure 4. You take a look down, kind of looks like the number 4. Sit up tall. Yeah, and then either stay sitting up nice and tall or keeping your really long spine, begin to fold. Whew. And you might feel this once again, kind of in the low back, the butt, the hip, the inner thigh, right? As long as there's no pain, right? We're not here to cause pain or injury. Yeah, good, Abby. Good, Brina. One more inhale. One more exhale. If you're in that fold, begin to rise on up. So this feeling that we could grow even taller, use your hands and gently lower the foot on down. Good. Okay. Awesome. So we've warmed up our feet, right? Our toes, our ankles, and even into the hips a little bit. So let's come into our goddess pose. So can you heel toe your feet out wide, heels in, toes out, knees are bent. And then give me your open book arms. So elbows are up. See, elbows up at shoulder height. So we're working our shoulders a little bit. Yeah, good. All right, love this. Beautiful. From here, let's arch over to one side. Rise right back on up. And then arch over to the other side. So these side body stretches, good. Rise on up. Make your way over to one side. Yeah. Rise on up. Over to the other side. So working the sides of our trunk, right? Our core. Rise back on up one more time. Rock over to one side. Good. Rise up. And over to the other side. Good. Rise on up. Release that from here. Bring the feet in towards one another. Okay. We're going to make our transition to standing. So reach your arms forward. Yep. Begin to lean forward until, oh, you just have to stand. Good. And then from here, shake it out. Shake it out. Give me a little shake here. I'm gonna adjust the angle of my camera and we're gonna make our way towards our balancing series. Okay, so just like we always do, either grab a wall or walk over towards a wall. You can't really grab a wall, right? Or move your chair and use your chair as added support. Okay, so friendly reminder, you can always have both hands either on your chair or on the wall, or you can have one hand. Okay, I always demo with one hand so that I can always be facing you. Okay. But if you would like extra support, both hands can be on the chair. Okay. So from here, I want you to find nice, strong stance. So think if you know plank pose, right? Think standing plank or yoga, right? Mountain pose. So if you can begin to imagine your body as a mountain. Right? Mountains are big and strong and sturdy, right? And they can handle almost all weather, right? So seeing if you can really invite in this energy from the soles of the feet up through the legs. And then let's do that little tap, tap exercise. So tap, tap the front of your legs. Make sure they're turned on. Tap, tap the butt. Make sure it's squeezing in. Tap, tap the belly, right? So there's a little bit of strength there. Good. And then release that. So the legs are nice and strong. Good. One or both hands on the chair. If you have one hand on the chair, the other hand can come out as added support. Okay. So from here, I want you to shift your weight into the leg that's closest to your support. So for me, that's going to be my left leg because my left leg is closest to my support, my chair. And then from here, all I'm going to do is lift my right heel up and then lower it down. Lift the right heel up and then lower it down. Good. Two more. Lift the right heel up. Lower it down. I'm super solid in this left leg. Lift the heel up. Lower it down. Okay, option to add on, lift your right heel up, stay, or maybe hover the foot up. And if you feel a little wobbly, the toes can always touch down. If you want, you can reach one or both arms overhead. This is called standing knee raise, right? Exactly what it sounds like. Building some strength, right? In that standing leg, that standing foot. Yes, so awesome. Take one more inhale. Exhale, put the foot down, shake out the leg, shake out the arm, right? I know sometimes that can be a lot of work on your standing leg, right? Yeah, shake it out however you like. And then from here, we're going to switch sides. So I always turn my chair around. You can either turn your chair around or your body around, whatever works best for you. We're going to do this on the other side. Okay, so one or both hands on your support on your chair. And that other hand, if you just have one hand, can come on out. Okay, from here, let's do that little tap, tap before we get started. So tap, tap the legs, tap, tap the butt, tap, tap the belly. So everything's working. Okay, now find your support. And all I want you to do is begin to shift the weight over to the standing leg. This time it's my right leg because my right leg is closest to my chair. And I'm going to lift the left heel, keep the toes down, and then lower the left heel. Lift the left heel, begin to shift the weight into the right standing leg, and then lower the heel. Good. Lift the heel up, lower it down. So good, everybody. One more time. Lift the left heel and lower. Good. This time, option to move on, lift the heel, stay here, or what would it be like to lift the foot off the floor? And if you feel wobbly, know that you can always touch down, right? If you want, maybe reach one or both arms up. But remember, we're a mountain, so we're strong and we're sturdy. Yeah, I love it. Good. If you fall out of it, just use it as an opportunity to try again. Right? We're strengthening this leg. We're strengthening this ankle. Take one more inhale. Exhale, foot down. If it's not already, shake it out. Shake it out. Do what you like to do. Cool. I like it. All right. From here, we're going to go back to that first side. So turn your body around or turn your chair around if you're using your support. And we're going to add on here, okay? So let's do that tap, tap. Thighs, butt, belly. One or both hands on our support, on our chair. If you have one hand, the other hand can come out so we have a little bit more balance, okay? Shift the weight into your standing leg. For me, that's my left leg because my left leg is closest to my chair, okay? From here, lift the right heel, lower the right heel. Lift the right heel, lower the heel. Okay, two more. Lift the right heel, lower it, lift the heel, and lower it. Okay, from here, we're going to add on a little bit. Lift the right heel. Now listen, keep the heel lifted. Can you open the knee towards the side? So rotate the knee towards the side. Good. Now either stay here in tree pose or lift the foot up. Maybe lift the foot up and bring the toes in. Yeah. Maybe toes stay down, but hip stays open. Maybe you want to be a tree that is in some sort of weather storm, right? Like our snowstorm that we had last week, or maybe a big windstorm. So you want to add a little bit of movement. Maybe it's a really still day, right? And you're just super still. Yeah. Maybe you imagine your favorite type of tree here. And again, if you feel wobbly, right, that's okay. This is challenging. This takes a little bit of effort. So allow yourself to come in and out of it. Yeah, I really love all these different variations. Take one more inhale. Exhale, feet down, shake it out. Shake out that standing leg, shake out your arms, do whatever you need to do. We're going to try this on the other side, okay? So one more switcheroo of your body or your support, okay? All right, tap, tap. Legs, butt, belly. Okay. One or both hands on the chair. If you have one hand, stretch the other one out. Same idea. Shift the weight into your standing legs. So the legs that closest to your support, whether it be the wall or the chair. And then from here, so for me, that's my right leg. I'm going to lift my left heel and lower the left heel. Good. Lift the left heel and lower. Good. Two more. Lift, lower. Last one. Lift the heel. Good. Lower the heel. This time we're going to add on. Lift the heel up. Keep the heel lifted, but turn the knee open towards the side of the room. Good. You're in tree pose. Right here, you can stay here if you feel curious. You might float the toes off the floor. You might float the toes off the floor and then bring them in towards the standing leg. You might keep the toes down, but move your branches around, right? As if you're like a weeping willow or a tree with lots of branches in some sort of windstorm or rainstorm, right? Maybe it's a calm day. Maybe it's a calm weather day and you were just still and steady. Yeah. Yeah. Stick with it wherever you are. Take a big breath in. Exhale, shake it out. Good job. All right. Now's a good time to grab some water if you're thirsty. Grab something to drink. You're always welcome to take a water break, but since we're kind of going in between things, now's a good transition. And then from here, we'll use our chair later, but we don't need it for right now. So you can go ahead and move the chair off of your mat. And let's meet in all fours. So in our tabletop pose, okay? I'm going to adjust my camera just a little bit so you can see the ground a little bit better. Okay. Let's come to our tabletop pose. So hands and knees, right? Imagining that we're a coffee table, a dining room table, a dinner table, right? Whatever it is. Good. Yeah. Awesome. Or if you're back in your chair, right, that's great too. We're just going to come back to our cow cat. So if you remember doing them seated, you do them just the way we did there, or we can do them from all fours. So as we inhale, let's find our cow pose. So drop the belly, lift the tail, and lift the gaze. And as you exhale, think halloween cat. Arch the back body, hug the chin in towards your chest. Good. Inhale for your back bend, cow pose, belly drops, heart lifts, tail lifts. And exhale, cat pose, rounding through the spine. Good. Yes, Linda. Inhale for cow pose. Drop belly, lift gaze, lift tail. Exhale, cat pose, Halloween cat. Good. Couple more. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. On this one, Vanessa, really pressing the mat away from you, stretching out the upper back, especially if it feels sore. One more time. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Good. And from here, let's come into our child's pose. So if you're on all fours, knees come out wide, hinge at your hips, and lower the forehead down towards the floor. The floor feels too far, grab your pillow and lower your forehead here. If you're doing this in a chair, all you do is fold forward. So forehead towards the knees, right? Finding a forward fold in your chair. And if you like, you can be still, or you can rock your forehead from side to side. You can sway the hips from side to side, but you might feel a little bit of a stretch in the back. One more inhale. One more exhale. Really nice, everybody. Okay, if you're in your chair, begin to rise on up. If you're in child's pose on the floor, let's begin to slither down like a snake all the way down to the floor, all the way down. Good. Awesome. If you're seated, you can come back to your open book arms, finding back bends here. So elbows out to shoulder hip height, broadening through the chest. If you're on your belly, we're going to make our way into snake pose, into cobra pose. So as you inhale, can you lift your chest and your head off the floor, keeping your legs nice and strong? So that same feeling we had when we were tapping the legs. And then exhale, slowly lower everything right back down. We'll do this a couple more times. So inhale for cobra, for our snake pose. We slither up. Good. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Let's do this 2 more times, my friends. So inhale, lift your heart, strengthening the back, and then exhale, lower down. Good. One more time. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale, release. And let's find crocodile pose. So make a little pillow for your forehead with your hands and relax the legs. If you're seated in a chair, just find some sort of relaxing pose where the body can be at ease. So the arms might be down, gazing forward. Just finding a rest for a moment. Wherever you are in space, feeling the parts of your body that are touching another surface. So either the floor or the mat or the chair. Feeling really supported by those parts of your body that are touching another surface. So maybe any kind of lingering effort, anxiety, tension might be able to soften or release just a little. Giving our body just this time here to be, to rest, to absorb all of our time here together, all of this movement, our time here as a community. And then in your own time, let's just rise on up. Just slither yourself up. You can make your way out of this any way you know how and take a seat. You can do this in your chair too, Linda. If you're on the mat, that works too. Just take a seat. Okay. Yeah. See if you can straighten the legs out in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. Good. From here, float the arms up. Good. From here, twist towards the right. So twisting towards the right. If it feels okay on your neck, maybe gaze back behind you. If you prefer the legs to be cross-legged or in some other position, that works too. Yeah. One more inhale. And exhale. Then turn to face forward. Float your arms up. Twist to the left. If it feels okay on the neck, you might begin to gaze back behind you and just sort of take in what's ever back behind you. We're not here to judge or label. We're just kind of taking in our physical surroundings. One more inhale. Maybe make a sound as you exhale. And then come back through center. And from here, we're going to make our way onto our backs with our pillow. I was just taking a look at the time. And also with our chair as well. So either have someone support you, someone help you, or grab your chair if you can. I'd like us to finish class today once we get there on legs up the chair, those of you that have done that pose before. So if it's possible, just placing the chair towards one edge of your mat. And from here, making our way all the way down onto the mat. Okay, best we can. And you might want your pillow nearby. If you don't have a pillow, it's not the end of the world. But actually, let's just go ahead and find legs up the chair, right? So from here, scooting your body close to the chair and then lifting your legs on the base of the chair, so where your butt normally goes. And then laying down. So if you don't have a chair, I know, Vanessa, you all are near a wall. This can also be done against the wall. So this is the legs up the chair version. Legs up the wall version, if you're curious, you get really close to the wall. So as close as you can. And then in one swift motion, you rotate the feet up the wall and lay the spine on the floor. Okay, same pose, different props. Linda, if there's someone there to support you, you can find this shape by bringing another chair in so that the legs can extend instead of being bent, if that makes sense. If you have another chair, can place the shin or the calves on the other seat of the chair, okay? I'm gonna make my way back to legs up the chair. Okay, so regardless of where you are, options with that pillow, you might like to place it on top of your body for gentle support. So maybe the trunk of the body over the belly. But feels like the back of the head would like a little bit more support, the back of the neck. You can place it back behind the head. If you feel fine without the pillow, that's great too. It's not necessary, it's just optional. And regardless of where you are, regardless of your pose, you might play around with where you place your hands. So your hands might be placed on your body, on your legs, or maybe your belly, or maybe your chest. Your arms might be against the floor. Your palms might be up, or your palms might be down. If you feel a little bit antsy, or maybe you feel like the body still wants to move, I'd recommend bringing one hand on the belly and coming back to those belly, to rubbing the belly, making circles with the hand on the belly. If you're making those circles, right, just nice and slow, really gentle here. Just bringing a little bit of awareness to the body, to the belly, to the textures that we feel. And you can do that as long as you like. And if at any point you feel ready to be more or less still or to pause rubbing the belly, just go ahead and pause. Your eyes can be open or your eyes can be closed. I'd like us to see if we can take a couple rounds of breath, just the way we began at the beginning of class. So breathing in fresh air, and then as we exhale, adding in some sort of sound. And that sound, if you remember, might be the buzzing of a bumblebee. It might be those sounds from a horse fluttering the lips. Or it might be the sound of an owl. So, hoot, hoot, hoot. Okay, let's do that together. So I'll kind of walk us through, but then you get to choose your sound, okay? So take a really big breath in. And then exhale out. Hoo, 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 hoo. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Big breath in. Breathe out. Now, if you like adding sound to your breath, you can stick with it. If you prefer not to, you can just breathe normally. but seeing if we can bring our attention to the parts of the body that are touching another surface, whether that surface is the floor or the chair or the wall or something else. Seeing if we can really get curious about what that other surface or what that other texture feels like. Really allowing the feet and the legs to relax as best as they can here. Just feeling that your body is really supported by all of your props, the mat, the floor, the wall, the chair. So supported that there can be this sense of softening, this sense of release, of relaxation through the muscles of the body. Maybe even any constriction that you might feel with the breath or in the mind, in the heart, in the body. Stay right where you are. From here, if you're in some version of legs up the wall or legs up the chair, let's slowly make our way out of this. So sometimes it feels nice to hug the knees in towards the body. Give them a squeeze. Yeah, maybe even roll from right to left and left to right, kind of like a little massage in the back. Yeah, just moving really slow. And then if you're on the floor, roll off onto one side. Find your seedling posture. So imagine you're a little seed under the soil. Just taking your time, right? Feeling really supported by the ground, by the earth, by the soil. And then in your own time, begin to rise on up any way that you can. And let's take a seat. So we have our chair nearby. If you want to end seated in your chair, that's great. If you like to stay on the floor, that's great too. Let's just take another moment or two to close together, and then I'll open it up for any comments or any questions, okay? Yeah, good. Beautiful. So regardless of how you're seated, right, feeling as if you could grow a little bit taller. So inviting in a little bit of energy here. Good. And then release the hands down. Inhale, float your arms up. Exhale, float your arms down. Good. Two more. Let's see if we can time this. Inhale, float your arms up. Good. If you want, make a sound and lower the hands down. Good. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Maybe make a sound. Good. Hands on your body. Okay. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Take a moment to acknowledge all of your efforts, your physical efforts, your mental efforts, right? To thank your body for all that it does for you and all that it did for you this past hour. Thank you all so, so much. I so look forward to these sessions every week.